Renown Catch Up seems a little bit odd. Is there a way of doing it which is like, it's just so much better if you do it this way? And then we're seeing it like in numbers, and like, Jesus Christ, it's like even bigger than we thought it was going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another TDP where we are investigating what you guys asked us to look at. In fact, we're going to be checking out two things across the next two TDPs that me and Finn are going to sort out right now. This one's going to be an interesting one because Finn, as you've seen on the channel, has been undergoing this massive project of gearing in the Shadowlands. And it's been interesting, Finn, and we have to be careful because we know what's in episode 2, but we don't want to reveal that. But something you noticed is that you decided it'd be a good idea to do a comparison between your Warlock gearing, utilizing all the resources at your disposal, which is guildies and things, and your Druid, which did not utilize any of those things, as if it was a more like solo player. But one thing you did notice, without being spoilerific, is that Renown Catch Up seems a little bit odd. So while you explain that, I am going to cue us, and I don't lose your mind here, guys, I am going to cue us for a heroic.
Yeah, so I won't give away any of the gearing spoilers or anything like that, but it definitely seems like you get more renown from harder content.
No, from easier content, correct?
No, you get more renown from harder content
than
from easier content. So... okay, so I'll give it away a little bit. I did a heroic raid.
Let's talk about the renown. Yeah, let's talk about the renown in general.
Yeah, so Renown Catch Up is actually really good. I said it in the first episode. It's so good. You don't need to worry about it at all. You just do whatever you want to do in the game, and you will get some. How fast you get some seems to vary versus on what you're doing. So I think that's what we're trying to work out right now. It's like the easier the content seems to give you less, which kind of makes sense a little bit. Things like M+, Heroic Raid, seems to give you quite a lot of Renown Catch-Up. Things like Heroic Dungeons and Emissaries will give you some. You'll eventually get there, but it seems to be less quick.
Right.
So I'm not entirely sure how it works right now, because I'm still kind of playing around with it, but yeah, it's an interesting one.
Well, we're running a little test here, because I actually come into this with a different idea from the conversation we had before we start, which is that you did a ton of PvP random battlegrounds in order to gear up, which you revealed in the first video anyway, so it's not a big deal. Didn't get a great deal of renown, got some, but then you did a heroic dungeon, which I would consider easier, and got quite a large chunk of renown.
Yeah, so I've done a heroic dungeon and got 2. So like one from first boss, one from last boss. And I've done a couple of hours worth of RBGs and not got any.
Interesting.
Which is interesting. I'm not sure if it's just RNG. I hope it's not. I really hope it's not. But yeah, there seems to be something to it. I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is.
The renown on this character, so we picked our lower alts. I have renown 6 on this character. So I would be curious to see what comes out of this process right here. I'm also an excuse to play my Divine Souling Paladin, which I love. So I'm a happy bunny to be playing this character. So no complaints coming from this side of the room. But I am interested to see whether they... Because my impression of it is we'll actually test two things, because we want to meet another standard in the next TDP, which was that some people were saying like the real horror right now lies in like the lower level M+, particularly around the 4 stage. So we're going to be checking that out as well, and we'll also see what renown we get from that as well to go along with it. And see how this system really works, because no doubt Blizzard hasn't balanced it like super, super well. But the question is it really weird? and therefore we need to kind of put the message out there is like, guys, if you really want to get your renown caught, because every week that number is going to go higher and higher and higher, you really need to be doing X. Whatever that may be. We're not entirely sure what it is yet. But people are finding different ways of getting stuff. So I'm curious, because I assumed it basically gave you 1 from everything. But what you're saying, of course, now is it actually gives you bursts of renown.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, definitely does give you bursts. I love Convoke so much. I just pressed it. It's so fun. Yeah, it seems to have given me bursts. I'm up at Renown 15, and to show you just how much I've caught up, I've not completed the Renown 11 campaign quest yet.
It's just been flooding it at you.
It's just been like chucking stuff at me while I've been doing stuff, which I think is really good because it means I've still got all those quests to do. Yeah. So I can sit down at some point and just get another 3 Renown from what I've got right now, which is really useful. I actually really, really like the system. Yeah. I'm just intrigued if there's like an efficient way of doing it.
I mean, a vastly efficient way, right? That's the difference. Is there a way of doing it which is like, it's just so much better if you do it this way? Because it is starting to matter more and more to get that core, because more and more conduit slots, like DPS conduit slots, are opening up now for lots and lots of different factions. So getting that Renown Catch Up can actually be one of the biggest source of quick power gain. Especially as we get towards the end of the tiers. We have finished the campaigns this week, which was kind of okay. I did the Night Fae, obviously, and the Maldraxxus one. The Maldraxxus one is terrible. It's absolutely awful.
The Kyrian one's pretty good, I thought.
The Kyrian got the best one. I think intentionally, because they're probably not going to get a big story development until the end of the expansion. Is my guess that I made during the beta, is they're trying to balance it so that at some point you have a very, very good story. I do feel like the Kyrian are the finale, because Uther, obviously, and his ties to everything that's going on. So it seems to me that they're getting a very good beginning story, and then maybe nothing much later on. We don't even need to kill those things. Let's kill these for when we go through after the boss. Makes sense to me, while he's finishing off channeling all his nonsense. So I did the Night Fae one, and they expand on the heart of the forest, right? You know, the big building? And it just grows slightly larger. It's so rubbish.
Just get bigger?
Like it. It was like a big cutscene, and it just like, it's made of wood, right? So it was just ever so slightly larger. I was like, you guys are trolling. Aww. Yeah, you guys are absolutely hard trolling.
Convoke. Take it. Yes.
In terms of alts, you've been quite heavy on the alt train. Right now you've got a 60 monk, 60 druid, obviously, 60 ret paladin, or 60 paladin, 60 druid, obviously, 60 warlock.
Yep.
Is that it?
Shaman and hunter as well.
You've done them all. God damn it, man. And that was before you got a Maw mount, which you can use in the intro quest, which I only found out yesterday, which is so good.
Oh, you can use that in the intro quest?
You can use it in the intro. Isn't that huge? Oh, so just give me Renown, maybe?
That's actually huge.
Did not get Renown from that, interestingly.
I didn't get one either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've done a lot of leveling. I did leveling initially just because I wanted, like, in M0 week, there was, like, nothing to do once you'd done your M0s.
Yeah, I went achievement farming.
We spoke about this at the time. It felt like, it was like, oh my god, this is going to be the most alt-friendly expansion ever. Because I can just chill out and do all my alts. Like, I've leveled 5 of them, they've all done M0s. Like, this is awesome. And then gearing happened.
Do you not feel
this less alt-friendly?
No joke. Do you not feel like as weeks have gone on, we've gotten busier? Even though it's a strange situation, but I feel now I need to spend way more time on my main than I did when the game launched, which feels bizarre. Like, it's genuinely like, I don't have time right now to play alts. Now, part of that is because we're doing variety stuff on Twitch. So we're playing like We Happy Few right now, and not streaming just pure World of Warcraft. But even then, it's like there's a lot to do on a main character. Like, a Wednesday to get everything done that I want to get done is a full day. And that's not even including, like, starting M+.
Yeah, I've not even done M+ this week yet. I think I'm going to convoke this. Let's go. Please, full moon. Do it.
Full moon!
Do it. Oh, it didn't.
It's not full moon.
No full moon for me. But yeah, I think like So I definitely feel busier on my monk. The one thing that I need to do now is PvP. Like, I need to push 2100 on my main. But beyond that, and doing my Maw dailies, I'm kind of chill at the moment. And
well,
I
the
know I've
more's
said this
become a
before.
thing now. I didn't do the more until the last couple of weeks, and now I have to do the more
same.
every day.
Yeah, I fell behind on the more for sure.
I ignored it. I was like, I'm not particularly arsed, but now I guess this is a good thing, right? I'm getting BIS items. They're BIS now till the next tier. And now it's a case of, I should be applying gem slots to them. Like, when I was replacing gear all the time, I felt like the mod was, like, less interesting. I knew eventually I'd have to do the mod. I'm not, like, surprised. But now I have BIS items, I'm like, I really should be putting gem slots on those. I mean, I'll be Exalted, I think, this week, or whatever they're calling it now. It's not quite Exalted, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I need to start doing them more now. My audience was like super pissed. They're like, why are you doing them more? I was like, because it actually matters now. I do need to do this. Because it's, it's just a huge upgrade to gem slot every piece of gear.
Yeah, I've been doing exactly the same. But then beyond that, obviously I've mentioned it before on one of these, I think. I really love my monk. My monk is amazing. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure how I feel about playing melee in a raid.
It can't have been a fun tier for you.
It's not been a fun tier, if I'm being totally honest. There's some fights in there that are just super melee unfriendly.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about if I wanted to go back to ranged, what would be the choice? And I already had a Shadow Priest, which I'm totally happy keeping up to date. I just like get a 12 or a 14 done on it every week, and we're kind of good. But I wanted to have some options, so I leveled a Boomkin and a Warlock. And so, like, my Paladin, my Shaman, my Hunter... oh god, I'll have to check my add-on, what else? Yeah.
all these characters.
Paladin,
still no Renown,
Paladin,
by the way.
Shaman, and... still none for me either.
Mm.
Paladin, Shaman, and Hunter have been totally dropped. They basically got dinged, and I did M0s on them in M0 week, and they've not been played since.
You got a good vote for this?
Yeah. Like, everything's in combat, though. This is going to be a bad convoke.
Well, that's why I pulled it around here, to try and separate them out, but I think that's going to work.
Sorry, I'll convoke it anyway. Pew, 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 pew.
I saw the full moon.
God, it's so fun, man. It's such a fun spell.
I think Convoke is one of the most flavor of the month want to play alts in this game. And we actually have, interesting enough, this week, I know that a lot of you have been waiting for it, we have statistical data on this. That we've had of what people have been re-rolling to and flavor of the month thing, and which classes have been sort of left behind. And I know you've seen it, Finn, because we sat and went through it at the team meeting.
Yeah.
And not surprising, but the amount of it is quite extreme. I know it's so good for me because, you know, we obviously deal with a lot of people saying, I don't think that's true. A gut feeling, even though we can kind of see it happening. It's like, well, I don't think that's true because you're not dealing with these. And then we're seeing it like in numbers. Like, Jesus Christ, it's like even bigger than we thought it was going to be when it comes to like, what is the best? I only want to play that. And across the playbase, even for non-raiders, which is so weird, dude.
Even for people that don't do M+, or don't really do like anything.
Yep.
I got an upgrade there. That's huge.
I got no renown. I got 0.
I didn't get any either.
Yeah. But you have had renown from heroic before, yes?
Yeah, I've had multiple drops.
Huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
A little bit of a strange one.
Alright, let's jump into a Mythic Plus and see what we get out of it. Strange. But also, down below, guys, please put in, how are you getting renown? Where have you seen the biggest results? Because we're seeing different things. And maybe it is just RNG, which feels frustrating for catch-up.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if our 2 Garbo characters can actually get into a Mythic Plus.
Yeah, let's give that a try.
We'll see you again, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.